So if the Grey and the Revenant had a baby with Idris Elba, we would get Beast. Hey guys, my name is Joseph Curtis, and if you love movies just as much as me, you have come to the right place. Now do me a huge solid and click that like and subscribe button today. And also, if you want to follow me on the following social platforms, that would be great as well. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about Idris Elba's newest film, Beast. From director Baltasar Kormákur, shares the story of a father and his two teenage daughters that find themselves hunted by a massive rogue lion intent on proving that the savannah has but one apex predator. I already know I butchered the director's name, my bad, apologies, but he directed one of my favorite survival films in the last 10 years, Everest. And he made an alright film with Mark Wahlberg and Denzel Washington, Two Guns, and now here he is with another survival film, but with a lion and Idris Elba. You already got me hooked. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the trailers, I mean, they were all right. They weren't like the greatest thing that I've seen all year. I cannot wait opening night to watch this. I so happened to find a free screening, and I go to free screening, and I walk out with a smile on my face. Guys, I genuinely had a good time with this film. My expectations were not high. I genuinely didn't really have any expectations. I just saw the trailer, thought the marketing was all right, and said, what the heck, I'll go to a free screening tonight. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's a pretty fun film. There are some intense moments, like my blood was pumping, especially in the final 50-ish minutes of the film. And when I say final 50-ish minutes of the movie, I pretty much mean the entire second and third act are non-stop survival mode thrill ride. I mean, it's crazy. The first act is character building, which I thought was really good, and the rest of the film is just insanity. I really dug this film, but I'm already talking about the things that I kind of liked, and let's just get into it. Let's talk about what worked for Beast.
I'm coming back.
First thing off the bat, the performances are fine. They're not Oscar worthy. Idris Elba does a really good job portraying the father who wants to do his best of showing he loves his daughters and he'll do anything for them. Sadly, the relationship between him and his wife ended in not such a great way, and I don't want to get into spoilers about the context of why the daughters are really upset with the father, but with a movie like this with divorced parents, you can kind of get the gist. And I'm not saying it's predictable, but how they treat certain story beats, especially with some of the dialogue, can be a little bit predictable, and I'll get to that later. But overall, the performances are quite good. The daughters, surprisingly, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous in like the first 5 to 10 minutes, being like, oh my goodness, are these girls just going to annoy me like how little Leia did in Obi-Wan Kenobi, how they make just dumb, idiotic decisions? And yes, sometimes they do, but honestly, I was completely fine with it at the end of the day because the performances from these girls were actually quite good, and I felt like it was very engaging, and they had such a good dynamic, especially in the ending with Idris Elba when you get to the third act. I thought everybody did a great job, especially Sharlto Copley is incredible in this film. I don't know why. It's not like he gives a better performance than Idris Elba. They're honestly on the same level when it comes to that, but just something about his presence, and goodness gracious, I just love that man's beard. That is something I wish that I could do. I can only grow from here down. These cheeks, they don't get full. I would do anything to meet this guy. Grab a cup of coffee, talk about how he went to the safari and how he saved animals, saved the lions, befriended them. Obviously, this is a movie. Hey, maybe it's true. Maybe he has done that. I just love the guy, and I wanted to give him a shout out, and he's really great in this. Another thing that was quite enjoyable with this film is the suspense. Like when you go to a movie like this for a survival film about man against beast, beast against man, when you're in their territory, the law of the jungle, you want to be on the edge of your seat. And I briefly talked about this in the very beginning of the video. The second and third act do not hold back. The moment that there is tension, it just keeps on building and building. And there's a little bit of a scene that kind of slows things down. But then after those 5 minutes, building and building and building. And some people might walk away with this film a little bit disappointed. I didn't, however. I left with a smile on my face. And another thing that was really, really cool about this film, like something that I did not expect. I don't know who the cinematographer is. I'll put their name right here in an image of them. But they did a stellar job when it came to long takes. I did not expect that in this film. I genuinely thought the cinematography, just based off the trailer, it looked fine. I didn't think that, it looked bad or anything. It looks better than anything that I do. But the cinematographer and the director did such a great job just building the environment with these long takes, getting the scope of the house, the scope of a village, the scope of the territory where the beast is at. I thought it was spectacular how the cinematographer captured each environment and just showed it to us on the screen. Spectacular work. Loved it. Okay, this movie is definitely not perfect. There were a couple issues that I had with it, but still, I had such a good time with this film. But let's talk about the things that didn't quite work with Beast.
Yeah, to reconnect with the girls.
Did Mom shoot some of these?
This little bump right here? That's you.
I still miss her every day.
I did mention this before, and it's the dialogue in the first 30 minutes, which I enjoyed because it's character development, it's character building. We want to understand why the daughter doesn't really like their father right now, why the other daughter is a little bit insecure and sad. You kind of get the gist of where it's going. It's the father by himself with the daughters. You can probably see where it's headed with the family dynamic. But anyways, specifically with that family dynamic, as in where they're at as a family and where they need to go, some of the lines are a little heavy-handed and a little too cheesy and on the nose. Like, oh, okay, that was obviously some exposition so that we can understand the relationships between everybody here in this sequence. And there are moments where it's completely natural, but then there are some other moments that are completely not natural at all. And that is due to the script and the performances. Some of the lines, not all of them, some just fell flat for me, especially when it came to character building moments. I will say this, even though in my short review, I did say that the ending was satisfactory for me, I could see why some people would be disappointed. And I feel like it's because the final confrontation between the Beast and Idris Elba is a little short-handed. And with that down, I'm going to give Beast a solid 8 out of 10. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this review. It really means a lot. Please don't forget to like and subscribe today. Also, please do not forget to be blessed.